It Was Just an Accident, which is the latest film from Iranian auteur Jafar Panahi, whose devotion to filmmaking has seen him arrested, imprisoned, and banned from making movies in Iran. I think he was first banned in 2010, but after the ban kept making them, he co-directed This Is Not a Film, which was a film in which he kept saying, I'm not making a film. I'm just doing something in my front room. That was smuggled out of Iran on a USB, hidden inside a cake, premiered to great acclaim at Cannes. Closed Curtain and Taxi Tehran earned him, just Taxi as it was known in its original format, Silver and Golden Bears, respectively, at Berlin. Three Faces won Best Screenplay at Cannes. In 2022, he was detained and ordered to serve a 6-year prison sentence, but made No Bears, which picked up the Special Jury Prize at Venice and an award for cinematic bravery at Chicago. I mean, the reason I say all this is because people talk about the difficulties of making films. There's making films under difficult circumstances, and there is making films in a circumstance in which you will regularly get arrested for doing it. When he won the Precious Gem Award in Miami, he said, I wish I could make films instead of receiving awards because I have dreams that go beyond all the awards in the world. So this, It Was Just an Accident, is his first production since being released from jail. As with so many of his films, shot without permits, co-production between Iran, France, and Luxembourg. Premiered in Cannes, where it won the Palme d'Or. And true to form, when Panahi won the Palme d'Or, in his speech, he said, how can I rejoice? How can I be free while in Iran there are still so many of the greatest directors and actresses of Iranian cinema who, because they participated in and supported the demonstrations during the Film Liberté movement, are today prevented from working. So I'm sorry, this guy is the real deal. This is what it means to be devoted to cinema. So the film opens with a man, woman, and a child driving a car at night. It's very Iranian cinema, bunch of people in a car. They hit something, an animal. The kid says, Dad killed something. The car starts to break down and they drive to a garage where an Azerbaijani mechanic hears the sound of the man's prosthetic leg. He has one leg and a prosthetic leg, and he hears the sound and he thinks that he recognizes it as the sound of the prosthetic leg of a captor who had him and tortured him and his comrades some years before. So he follows the man home and kidnaps him, bent on vengeance. But his victim, the kidnapped man with one leg, says, it's not me. It's not, I don't know. I don't know who this person is that you're talking about. So he decides, okay, I need to know that this is the guy I think it is. And the way he does that is he, in the back of the van, in a box, takes him to see his former comrades who were also imprisoned and tortured, to say to them, is this the guy? Now, we're going to play you the trailer, which obviously is not in the English language, just so you know this is what you're going to hear. It's a trailer, so it's disparate phrases. I found peg leg. He brought peg leg. Bring water. Are you sure it's him? I need you. I have a doubt. Can you confirm it's him? I won't drop this until I know it's him. Here's a bit of the trailer.
پا قشنگه رو پیدا کرده.
چه پاگروزه آورده اینجا؟
آب بیارید.
مطمئنی خودشه؟
فقط میخوام کمکم کنی. افتادم تو شک. شما ببینید خودشه یا نه.
من یکی تو نفهمم خودشه یا نه، دست بردار نیستم.
بریم بالا.
So we play that just to give you kind of, a little flavor of the film. So it begins as this kind of darkly absurdist fable in which this very ordinary man, who is clearly not a killer, traps a one-legged stranger in a box in the back of his van and then drives around picking up a misfit group of people, which include a photographer, a bride and groom in all their wedding finery, and an angry young man in a state of permanent rage who just wants to kill him because he's absolutely convinced that it is. Whereas when everybody else is going, I don't know whether that's the guy. And as with all of Jafar Panahi's work, and actually an awful lot of what's now called new wave Iranian cinema, I mean, it's got this kind of humanist, Italian neo-realist style to it. I mean, it feels very real. And it feels real even as the plot becomes apparently incredibly convoluted. I mean, as they pick up this kind of ragtag collection of people all looking in the box to go, is that the guy? So on the one hand, it is overtly political because it is about this was our former tormentor. This was somebody who we think tortured us. And it is an evocation of a regime built on torture and terror. But it's also a film made in Iran in which the women in the film are not adhering to the legal dress code. So you know that even when they were making the film, they were breaking a whole bunch of rules that, that could have got them all arrested, but in which those women are every bit as powerful as the men in the drama. And I think one of the reasons that it works is because the plot snowballs slowly. It just starts off with him hearing the sound of this leg, and he's convinced that this is the guy that abused him. And then he kidnaps him without really thinking what he's doing. And then he doesn't know. And then he has to go and see people who go, what on earth are you doing bringing this guy to me in the back of a van? And because the ragtag group of people, these are good, decent people. When stuff starts happening, like their kidnapper's wife goes into labor, they end up helping despite the fact that she doesn't know that they've got her husband in the back of a van. And there are conversations about the ethics of torture. Look, just because they did this, this is not who we are. We don't do the same thing. But all those conversations, they don't seem polemical. They don't never seem to be, this is the director telling you what the message of the film is. They seem like exactly the kind of conversation that you would have in that situation. And the best thing is that the more the film goes on, the more it kind of doesn't matter whether this is the guy they think it is or whether it isn't. The ambiguity allows the drama to kind of seep in a way which is raising much more profound humanist questions. I mean, I thought it was, at times it was laugh out loud funny. At times it was really nerve-rattling. It's got a brilliant ending that will send you out into the foyer of the cinema wanting to have a discussion with whoever you were sitting next to or whoever you've just met. I mean, I think it's a masterpiece by a master filmmaker. And I will say this again, when people talk about people dedicating their lives to cinema, this is what dedicating your life to cinema looks like. When you literally cannot stop making films no matter what's thrown at you. And I think it's terrific.